Managing containerization across a corporate network might seem like a Herculean task, but it doesn't have to be. Picture this: you are hosting a bake sale, not at your usual stall, but inside your office's windowsill, accessible by everyone. You set up this tiny kitchen where your colleagues can pick up a slice of your famous carrot cake to take home. Easy, right? Well, imagine trying to manage all this food-making process, keeping track of who grabs a slice, and ensuring you never run out. Confusing? Perhaps, but that's the deal with running containers on Windows Server for too many organizations. It's full up with complexities they don't see yet. But it doesn't have to be. Here's the gist, if you'll play along. Now, to understand containers on Windows Server at its core, remember what those are. They're like hermetically sealed packages that have everything an application needs to run, right? So let's talk Docker, a widely recognized leader here, which we can use in a Windows environment via WSL2, that's Windows' way of running Linux inside Windows. It feels like we are baking two cakes simultaneously with different recipes in your single windowsill. A bit of a juggle, I know. But don't fret, we can manage this bake sale quite effectively. Begin by first creating a Windows Server instance specifically for running containers, like choosing the best spot on the windowsill that's accessible to all your colleagues. Then, install Docker Desktop, but this time for Windows to get us started. After that, let's get WSL to set up, akin to ensuring our windowsill is the best suited area for our cake bake activity. Now comes the tricky part, Docker images. We need the recipes, right? That's where Docker Hub comes in handy, offering a vast collection of ready-to-use cake recipes. But wait, we always had our favorites, right? We can even create our own Windows image with our desired cake recipe and Docker file. A Docker file is like writing down a detailed recipe so others can recreate the cake without any ambiguities. Now, we have our cake ready to go on the windowsill, just like we'd have our ready cake image ready on Docker Hub. Now let's move on to orchestration. Ever considered container orchestration? It's like having an assistant who's keeping tabs on who would come by next and manage the cake distribution process. Kubernetes works similarly. And imagine scaling your bake sales based on people's demand, similar to Kubernetes scaling the cake, increasing and decreasing resources on the go. Docker Swarm or Kubernetes would fit just perfect in this analogy. But remember, managing cake distribution is more complicated than it appears, right? Troubleshooting in this scenario is about figuring out why our freshly baked cake isn't as popular and why customers start complaining about cake tasting funny. In our container world, this could be resource starvation or misconfigurations. We'll need to monitor resource usage using telemetry and fix these issues promptly, ensuring everyone gets the cake they want. Beyond running these bake sales, managing and maintaining containers on Windows Server is about ensuring everyone gets a slice and not overindulging. This includes setting resource limits, ensuring security measures, and using tools like SCP to copy the cake slice data back to the main data center. So, why take the plunge into containerization on Windows Server if you're a Windows veteran? Well, it's like using fresh ingredients instead of store-bought mix. It not only enhances taste but also reduces cooking time and resources while maintaining the essence of the dish, in this case, the app. And there you have it. To help you continue on this enticing journey through the bakery of IT concepts, visit Neeraj's site at qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab. Trust me, once you've had a morsel of this container-served cake, You'll never want your apps to come out of a traditional setup ever again. Let's roll up our sleeves, ditch the conventional, mix it up with containers, and bake more with less. Let's do this.